Morning. Please hit that like button on the way in. Sharon Fulton, what's up? How you doing, mama? Good morning, Golden's Dancer. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Good morning, folkers. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the definition of anarchy, y'all. As you can see, I'm getting my ruck on. 50 pounds of weight, plus my own weight. Whew. Pretty cold this morning. I left the house, it was 40, what was it, 42 degrees? 43 degrees. Right now it's around 50, so. And then warmed up a little bit. All right. Now, a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, or a few lives ago when I was up here getting my ruck on, I told you guys my hands, especially when it started getting cold, my hands look jacked up. So I wanted to show y'all real quick what my hands look like and how ugly they are and rough. So, goodness gracious. Let me show y'all real quick. Look at that. Look at that. Hands just toe up. Look at that. Look at that. See that? Hands don't look soft at all. Look at the ash on the knuckles. It's just crazy, man. As soon as it starts getting cold, hands start looking rough. It's all good. I don't mind. How y'all doing this fine morning? I was a little thrown off when I got here because the use thing on them. You know, yeah, I use some lotion, but my hands are very thirsty. So even with lotion, it's like, all right, my body, my skin absorbs it. I need something that's like not water-based. So I use shea butter sometimes. Even that, you know, my body just sucks it right up. I just have rough hands. This is what it is. Ashy, dry, rough hands. Except for when I noticed the difference when when I was doing keto, real strict, all my skin was like moist and, you know, even when it was cold last year, when I was doing keto, my skin, even on my hands, were, you know, they weren't dry. They were well conditioned, you know. I didn't have the ashiness problem. When it gets really cold, like in the dead of winter, that's when the eczema effect takes hold. Wait a minute. Am I looking at it right? I just got some breaking news that Biden was removed from president-elect status. Is that true? Anybody know about that? 13 of y'all in the building. Joseph John, what about Mason Lucas? I'll get into that. I'm letting some people get in here. Yeah, you know, listen, There was a lot of funky shit going on with these elections. Even if I believed in the left-right paradigm lie, right? Let's say I believed in it. You know, I'd be like, yo, why did they stop counting at it when Trump was ahead 300,000 votes? They said, nah, we ain't counting no more. They didn't want to shut it down. Were they waiting on something? So I got my gloves on today. He's under 270 now. Well, MSNBC is, you know, they've been set up as Trump haters. So they're probably not going to do it until, listen, the media can call whatever they want. They don't certify who the president is. And usually when the media projects a winner, the opponent, the losing opponent, just says, you know what? This ain't looking good for me. So they concede. So it doesn't have to go to official certification if the president concedes, or not the president. The opponent concedes. It doesn't have to go to certification. They conceded. They gave up. Trump didn't do that. So now you have to go through the process, right? And there's something we have to understand about the Electoral College, all right? Electoral votes aren't based on the popular vote. Hope you guys understand that. It's based on what delegates. Each state has a number of delegates, right? California has 55, right? Who has 38? You know, every state has a certain number of delegates that actually vote, all right? And it's a majority of the delegates in that state. If the majority of the delegates in that state goes to a particular candidate, then they get all the electoral votes from that state. So it's not the popular vote, right? So them talking about, oh, we're waiting on more ballots and shit like that, they don't even have to do that. They don't have to wait on no ballots from the people. See, Republicans in Pennsylvania passed a law that only when a person votes are called is when absentees can be counted and called. I didn't know nothing about that. Visual collections. What's good, brother? Good to see you. Out here creating content. That's what's up. Visual collections. This is my first time seeing you in the chat. Did you have another name? Yeah, Texas has 38. If you're an anarchist or a libertarian, it's a lose-lose situation anyway, because we still have the state oppressing. Yeah, and that's what it is. You know? Yeah, the political compass says I'm a right-leaning libertarian, but I'm not even that. Even libertarians believe in some form. They don't believe in big government. They believe in small government. I don't even believe in that for myself. I don't want any government for me and mine, right? So that's when voluntarism comes in. Some people want a government. I keep saying this because it's very important. Some people actually want a ruler. Some people want government in their life. They don't know how to live life without the government. So some people want that. I'm not trying to stop those people from having their government. I just don't want them to force their government onto me. Simple as that. It's really simple. Yeah, Texas has 38. Texas has 38 delegates who cast the vote. It's not the people. You understand? So them telling you about, oh, more ballots came in. That has nothing to do with electing the president. That's not how the Electoral College works. Just like when you, let's say, the nominee, right? When they choose a nominee for each party, they have delegates who cast votes. And then if it's not decided by that, they have super delegates decide. So essentially, bottom line is the popular vote doesn't choose the president, period. Now, the delegates can choose to go by the popular vote to make their decision, but they don't have to. That's why you have, what's up, Black Spring with Autumn? That's why you have, you know, a candidate can get a majority of the popular vote and still lose the presidency because it's not decided by the popular vote. If it was, then California, New York, states like that, they would dictate who the president was every time because they have the highest population centers. You want a progressive government? What's a progressive government? Joseph John did, because we have alleged progressives in Congress right now, right? The crew or whatever they call them, Acacia La Costa Nostra Cortez and her people, they're considered progressives, but look how radically communist they are. So is progressive communistic? Communistic, is that a word? Is communistic a word? If not, I'm making it a word. Fuck it. Brian High Impact Flick says Real Clear Politics live result feeds withdrew Biden's elect status Monday after stripping him. Oh, well, yeah. Listen, Real Clear Politics is another mainstream media thingy. All right. It's not up to the media to decide who the president is. It has to get certified through the fucking certified people. I don't know who the fuck they call them. I'm pretty sure Black Spring with Autumn knows. Who actually calls for actual official certification? Because usually when the media calls it in previous elections, the other candidate concedes. So it doesn't have to go through the rest of the process. But Trump ain't conceding. So it has to go. The media can't call it. Point blank in the period. All right. Secretary of State. Yeah. So essentially, what we have going on is a dog and pony show, right? Look, with Al Gore thought he was president for 37 days after Super Tuesday, or not Super Tuesday, after Election Day, right? 37 days. And then, guess who ended up getting it? Your boy Bush, all right? So, same thing could happen. You know, Joe Biden could be president-elect for 37 days. Boom, turn around. President Trump remains president. Michigan needs to be looked at too. NTD News found Dominion ballot counting machines were connected to the internet. 30 states use Dominion. They got to look into that, right? And that's part of what I want to talk about in regards to the Amazing Lucas. All right. Yeah, I'm disappointed in him. You know, a few months ago, when he started losing all of his subscribers, right? Not all of them, but not even a majority of them. Like when he lost like 10 to 20,000 subscribers, I felt like it was because, you know, he was calling out Feinstein and Pelosi. What about Feinstein and Pelosi, next spring? I need to start exercising as much as you. Yeah, Ruth Esther, very important exercise. Like, especially in these times when they have the Tecate virus running around. Oh, I forgot to put that in the title too. How, what else they're attributing to the Tecate 19? What other ailments they're attributing to the Tecate 19? I'll get into that later. But right now I want to talk about why the Amazing Lucas has disappointed me so. Dominion machine, okay. Feinstein and Pelosi. Yeah. I mean, they can look into all the things they want to look into. At the end of the day, they're going to have who they want to be president. They already know who it is. They already know. Right now, they're just, you know, they know how volatile times are right now, and they want to stir shit up. So they're going to keep us guessing, keep us wanting more. Look how much energy people spend on analyzing the election. Look at that, right? But anyway, let me get into Amazing Lucas, man. So a few months ago, like I wasn't, it seemed like he was getting fed up with the left-right paradigm to a degree. You know, he considers himself a real black conservative. Calls out fake conservatives. Calls out BS on both sides. He's an intelligent brother, right? The amazing Lucas is an intelligent brother. He's very intelligent. He knows what he's doing. He goofs off a lot, right? He goofs off a lot in his videos and his live streams, and so people think he's childish and not so smart and acts like a goofball. But that's just in his personality. He's a goofball, and you know, he can get belligerent and cuss people out and all that other shit, and you know, people get sensitive. But this is not what I'm disappointed. I'm not disappointed in how he addresses his audience. That's on him, you know. If he wants to cuss his audience out, all this other shit, call them idiots and retards, and that's on him, you know. It's going to affect him in a certain way, but I'm not disappointed in that. Because sticks and stones, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he were to call me an idiot and cuss me out, which he wouldn't do. He wouldn't do it, because I'm not like a lot of these individuals that call into his show seeking his approval and validation, right? But this is what I'm disappointed in. Hold on. YouTube took down my video decoding the ritual behind George Floyd's death and several other mainstream police brutality deaths, and literally proved how they are all scripted and caused division chaos. Word. No, I agree. They, you know, these platforms, which aren't really platforms, they're publishers, right? These publishers, they're gonna do what they want. It's their platform. It's their publishing house. Trump want to take over the country like Russia did, but his people don't know that. 88. I don't know about that. That would presume that Donald Trump is not clued into the system, and I believe he very much is. He's part of the left-right paradigm line. So let me get into why I'm disappointed in Amazing Lucas. He was talking to one of his callers yesterday when he did a call-in, and I was listening, and the caller couldn't really articulate what he was saying very well, but I knew what he was getting at, right? I don't remember exactly what he was talking about. Something to do with, you know, the Democrats doing something and doing what they want. Oh, it was basically about politicians essentially doing what they want to do. Okay? It's goddamn gas today. I have irrefutable proof of how the last 3 elections were scripted. They're already picked. I'm disappointed in Lucas because even how smart he is, he doesn't see it scripted and fed into election. Yeah, he did. He did. But I'm a little bit disappointed in that. But I never, even though I felt like he was turning a leaf or heading in a new direction, I didn't think he would be full-blown bought out. I didn't get the feeling that he had opted out of the system in his mind yet. You know, because he still holds up the left-right paradigm, even though he acts as an independent. Now he's acting as an independent because he feels the Republican Party ain't the true Republican Party anymore, right? And that in and of itself should tell you that he still believes in the left-right paradigm. So, you know, I had my expectations on him reaching a state of being a true, he's not an anarchist, to say the least, all right? He's not an anarchist, he's not a voluntarist. You know, he switched it up. Another thing I was disappointed in, he switched up his whole idea of the masking mandates and all that stuff when that lady in Ohio refused to wear a mask, and that security guard or that school resource officer pulled her out of the game forcefully and wasn't even wearing a mask itself. His partner wasn't wearing a mask properly. He was upset with that. But then a week later, he's mocking a pastor and churchgoers for getting upset about the police giving them tickets for not wearing a mask and for not social distancing and all the other shit at church. So it's like, wait, so do you believe in mask mandates or you don't? Do you believe in social distancing mandates or you don't? Which one is it? You know? And when I called him on it, he was kind of like, well, that's the law. The Constitution gives them the right to pass laws like that. And that blew my fucking mind. And then yesterday, he's telling this guy that's telling him, politicians, this, that, and the third, you know, he basically said what I say sometimes. You can elect an individual into office, right? You can elect say, even if your vote counts, you can elect someone to represent you in the government, but once they become elected and it's official, they don't have to do shit that you want them to do. They don't have to fulfill any promise. They don't have to represent you in the least. So what I learned when I was in college, a few years ago, I started college late, but when I was in college, I learned, I forgot what the term was, but a representative can represent their local community. And I'm not talking about like a congressman or a senator, you know, representing their states. I'm talking about a state congressman and a state senator. They can choose to represent the people in their districts, right? They can represent the people in their districts, or they can put in the work and try to move their community forward, or they can go with the nation. They can be nationwide with it or statewide. They can focus on improving the state as opposed to dealing with the issues of individuals in their constituency. They can deal with the issues in the state as a whole, or in the lobbyists, right? Or the big special interest, like the big oil, big pharma, right? Big tech giants, big retail. They can choose to represent those people, right? There's nothing that says they can't do that, right? So, and then what happens most of the time? These representatives don't represent us. They don't. If they don't represent us, if they actually choose to represent us and they're part of the Republican or the Democratic Party, they can get frozen out by their party, not get support by their party. And there's nothing they can do anyway. It's a lame duck term because no one's going to support them because they're actually doing things to represent the people, right? So this is the thing that the Amazing Lucas said. Rodney Morrison was good. This is what the Amazing Lucas said, that I was in the car with my wife. I was going to Home Depot to get propane and other things because I had to get a new bolt hook or an eye bolt for my heavy bag because I broke it when I was working the heavy bag one day. I sheared the eye bolt right off the fucking thing. So I had to get a new one. But anyway, I've done that twice. I've broken a couple things. But anyway, I was pissed. I don't know why I was so upset. I was like, what? Because I know how smart this dude is. I know how intelligent he is. I know he has some level of common sense. But there is a certain level of naivete going on with the Amazing Lucas. This is what he said. I don't know if you guys saw his live. He said, because I know some of you guys who support me also support Lucas. He said politicians can't do what they want to do, can't do whatever, because there's a constitution. What was it? What was it? He said politicians can't do whatever they want to do because we have a constitution. Somebody help me out here. Was that a joke? Was that a joke? You know, oh, what's up, Warrior Lord? I was waiting for the punchline. I was waiting for the punchline. I was waiting for the note of sarcasm. It never came. He said politicians can't do whatever they want because we have a constitution. All right. All right. So now I'm looking at my wife like, what the fuck did he just say? What did he just say? Did he just say what? And I swear to God, I ranted so hard at my wife when he said that. She was like, I get it, baby. I was like, I was flabbergasted. He said, he said politicians can't do whatever they want because we have a constitution. Yo, I mean, come on, man. Are we serious right now? What? 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 No way he can be that naive. Are you serious right now? Yo, y'all tell me, was he joking? Because the punchline never came. And then he started acting like the dude on the phone was an idiot. The dude on the phone just didn't know how to articulate his point, which is what a lot of people who call into the show, they don't know how to articulate their point. So he calls them idiots, plays clown music, insults them. Well, you know, that's fine. You just don't have too many people calling in that has some sense, right? Not that they have some sense, but actually know how to articulate. Very few people who know how to articulate what they're saying, what they're trying to get across, call into a show. And I tried to call him, but it was just, I'm not about to spend 30, 40 minutes calling him every second to get through. I was like, you know what? I'll just talk about it in my live tomorrow. So yeah, somebody tell me, is it true? Put a 1 in the comment section. First, I'm gonna get a consensus. Put a 1 in the comment section if you actually believe politicians, or that the Constitution stops politicians from doing what they want to do when they get in office. Please put a 1 in the comment section if you believe that. If you don't, put a 2. If you know that politicians do whatever the hell they want to do in spite of the Constitution, put a 2 in the comment section. And it just, am I slow? This dude said that politicians can't do whatever they want because we have a constitution. Glory be. Glory be. All right. I have examples of how that is patently false. Patently false. And one is the First Amendment, right? How many laws have they created that go against the First Amendment? Thousands. Thousands, right? Thousands. Right? And now there's several clauses in the First Amendment. One including free speech, freedom of the press, freedom of this, freedom of that. It's getting violated by politicians all the time, right? The anti-Semitism laws. Listen, you can't say fire in a movie theater law. Oh, you can't incite riots and this, that, and the third. Who's to determine what started the riot, right? I can say, yo, I can give an inspiring speech and not tell anyone. I don't have to tell anybody to riot. I can make a speech so inspiring that people start tearing shit up. But I never told people to tear shit up. But I can get arrested because I said something that got the people riled up. You understand what I'm saying? How many gun control laws are on the books in this country. Over 20,000, right? Over 20, that's 20,000 instances where the politicians did what they want in spite of the Constitution. 20,000 gun control laws in the country, right? Civil asset forfeiture. Civil asset forfeiture, right? That is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But they did it anyway. They did what they want. They created civil asset forfeiture laws, which is a violation of the Fourth Amendment. But no, they can't do what they want because of the Constitution. Also, civil asset forfeiture, over 20,000 gun control laws, right? The Patriot Act, red flag laws, all this shit, all these laws, giving people tickets for speeding, giving people tickets for running red lights, giving people tickets for running stop signs. Having done all that stuff, and you didn't cause an accident, you didn't hit anybody, you didn't hurt anybody, but they can still pull you over and violate your Fourth Amendment rights by forcing you to have a conversation with them. What are you talking about? What? Every day they come up with ways to violate the Constitution, and 7 times out of 10, they do it. Tell me he can't say that he doesn't recognize that truth. I thought I was in La La Land / Oz Land / fucking The Matrix / The Twilight Zone. I was like, no way he actually believes that. They're right outside, in their sleep. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what politicking is about. It's about figuring out a way to violate people's rights. And every time you do that, every time you create a law that violates someone's rights, you're going against the Constitution. Obviously, the Constitution didn't stop them from doing that. So you tell me, how the fuck don't politicians do what they want in spite of the Constitution? Explain it to me. I'd like to know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't want an echo chamber. If I'm wrong, let me know. Yeah, they made it illegal to boycott Israel. That's the First Amendment. The right to peaceably assemble and demonstrate and all that other shit. Right? Yo, how in the fuck does that not go against the Constitution? They do it all the time. I'm like, yo, he's more lost than I thought. In my mind, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, the amazing Lucas has lost it. He lost it when he said, I don't know where the fuck he was coming from. Maybe he meant something else. I don't know. Yeah. I just seen Trump lose 19,958 votes and Biden get it. That's what they want you. They want you to pay attention to that to drive your ass crazy. Same X Drive. Oh, what the fuck? Same X Drive. Yo, I ain't seen you in a minute, partner. What's up, Same X? Wow, it's been a minute. I ain't seen you in my conversation in a minute. They want you to focus on all these discrepancies with the election. Drive people crazy. Understand, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many popular votes Biden lost and Trump won, or Trump won and Biden lost. It's not based on that. It's based on delegate vote in the Electoral College. That's how it works. I don't understand why people are tripping. You don't choose a president. And the fact that the media is not telling you this, they're so focused on having you believe, okay, this state cast so many votes. That state cast so many votes, right? That state cast so many votes. If they get the majority, whoever gets the majority of these popular votes gets the electoral votes for that state. It's not how it works, right? Because some states, there are multiple states where where the same amount of people cast the votes, right? Like 11 million in one state, 11 million in another state. Even though the population is greater in one state over the other, doesn't mean that when people go cast their votes, it's not going to reflect that. It's just going to reflect how many people went out to vote. People are so caught up with these elections, with these votes, the absentee ballot this, the late ballot that, the show up to vote that, this Dominion, that motherfucking Dominion, this scorecard, this, that, and the third. Like, none of that shit matters. Shout out to the Kate 19. Back, that's nice. Oh yeah, you stupid fool. I'm gonna get into that. The old Gore tree. Yeah, Gore was president for 37 days. What's up, you stupid fool? I ain't seen you in a minute either. I got same X Drive and you stupid fool up in here. That's the whole reason why picture politics exists, is to distract us by dividing us. Exactly. You have representatives that are going out, that are going on live interviews telling people, oh, I'll never forgive black men for supporting Trump. They themselves are fucking creating division. They're supposed to be better than that. They're supposed to be at a higher standard. These so-called representatives we have are supposed to be better than telling people that we should never forgive black men for supporting Donald Trump. That's what are you trying to do? You know, people are mad at Cubans for supporting Trump. Like, that's divisive than a big dog, man. You know, they voted for who they believed would not send them down the road to socialism, because that's what they fled from. They fled from socialism over there. They came over here. They don't want socialism over here. They know what it looks like. They know how it starts. And it starts the way it starts now, right here, under the Trump administration. They don't understand that Trump is for socialism. They don't understand it. Hell, Trump might not even know that he's for socialism. Yeah, Trump, he did challenge big tech. Listen, I told you guys before, if I believed and subscribed in the left-right paradigm lie, I would be a Trump supporter. But I don't, because he's done shit too that I don't like. They're all gonna do something that you don't want. That's why to rest. Listen, you're giving these people your power. You understand? We all have power within us, right? We all have power. We all have power to rule over ourselves. When we participate in the system, we're giving them our power. We're telling them we can't look out for ourselves. We can't make decisions for ourselves on a large scale. We need you to do it for us. Maxine Waters is 90-something. Well, how old is she? What does she know? Her district is crap. What? Maxine Waters' district is a piece of shit. What does she know about what the people need? Not a goddamn thing. These people don't represent you, man. If Maxine Waters represented the people in her district, the district I live in, it would, what? It would be reflected in the community. None of what these people do are reflected in the community where their constituents exist down at the lowest level. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't. And guess what? If you climb your ass out of poverty, right here in California, you climb out of poverty, you cross that $100,000 a year mark, you getting raked by the state in taxes. I had to pay more taxes to the state last year than the federal government gave me money for last year. The state says I owe them money. over $2,000. What? Are you kidding? Because I mean, come on. So what's the point?
We don't never struggle like this.
And not to mention all the other taxes, Social Security, this, that, and the third, Medicare, Medicaid, all these other things, local tax. It's nonsense. And guess what? That's in spite of the Constitution, right? If politicians couldn't do what they wanted because of the Constitution, why are there payroll taxes? They weren't supposed to be payroll taxes. They were supposed to tax the corporations, but the corporations skip out on the taxes, and guess who has to make it up? We do. We got to make it up, right? Corporate welfare. Who pays for corporate welfare? We do. No one. See, the people on the right, they don't talk about corporate welfare, right? They'll talk about welfare for po folk, and they'll shit on the po folk taking welfare from the government, but they won't talk about corporate welfare. They won't talk about that. Some will. Some will, but not. They're more enraged by the people on welfare than the corporations, the billion-dollar corporations that are on corporate welfare, that are passing their tax liabilities down to the people. Yo, how does one owe money like that? Because they figure you're in a higher tax bracket, you could pay more taxes. That's just what. Oh, you make more money? Give me more money. That's how they think. It's an extortion racket, right? You got it, sister. You got it. It's an extortion racket. That's what taxation is. It's an extortion racket, right? They want your money. The more you make, the more they want. Tucker talked about Amazon being on welfare. Well, yeah, it's facts. But as far as I understand, Tucker Carlson is an independent, isn't he? They should pay their workers. Listen, but it's not up to the people who don't work for the corporation to decide how much a corporation should pay their employees. The employees got to negotiate. They got to stand up for themselves. They have to negotiate their wages. The government should not be interfering in corporations like that. So they shouldn't be interfering, and they shouldn't be giving them money like that. They shouldn't be getting corporate welfare and government subsidies. No. Just like they shouldn't be interfering in how much somebody gets to make. That if the employee has to negotiate their wages based on meritocracy, right? If you're worth the money that you want, they'll pay you if you demonstrate that you recognize you're worth that money and you're ready to bounce out and make somebody else some money. The more money you make them, the more money you can make for yourself. So it's about being productive. If you work for somebody and you're productive, you just have to let them know you recognize you're productive and get your money, or you go somewhere else. That's how it should work. If they can't afford to pay you more, then you got to take your services elsewhere. You got to take it to somebody who can afford it. Simple as that. But you know, I'm just real disappointed. I really am. I expected more from the amazing Lucas. But that just lets me know he's firmly cemented. He actually believes the Constitution can do things for him. He actually believes the Constitution will protect him. It's not. When he said that, he obviously believes that the Constitution is actually going to protect him like it's a shield. It's not a shield. The Constitution is not a fucking shield. Kidding me? Yeah, exactly. He's an independent. He's like a literal independent, right? So let's say Tucker Carlson actually believes in the shit he says, right? Because I don't believe anything that comes out of people in the mainstream media. Let's say Tucker Carlson actually believes in the shit that he actually believes, and he's independent from any political party. Yeah, it's him having that knowledge. That's what gives him the ability to say that. I said right-wing people don't call out corporate welfare. Right-wing people don't call out corporate welfare. And if they do, they're not outraged about it as they are about people being on welfare. Nope. But yeah, and there are other things that kind of threw me off about the Amazing Lucas since the election started. I mean, look, I ain't gonna knock nobody for doing long ass lives, but every day since the election day, 11 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours one day, that's fine. You know, you're giving people information. If people enjoy it and people enjoy your content and they'll stick around for that amount of time, good for you. It's just the energy he puts into it, into the belief he has in the whole system, even though he recognizes the bullshit, right? California dreaming in NYC was good, mama. Nasab Kabdulahi, Trump won the election. We'll see. Snap, I need to ask you a serious question. What's up? Ask the question. Determination is my name, my faith. Go ahead and ask me the question. Yeah, he does. I agree with you. Head Deuce. He does. He really let me down over the last week. But really, when he said that yesterday, like, I don't have a problem with believing what you believe in, but it's like most people who suffer from cognitive dissonance don't know they suffer from it. It's like he recognizes he suffers from cognitive dissonance, but still decides to wallow in it. You understand? And I know he recognizes that. Look, Tucker was talking about Texas going up because Amazon workers can't make it and have to go on government help. He said if Amazon paid people better, people's taxes would not have to go up. I agree. But the people they have to stand up. They have to stand up and demand what they're worth, right? Form a union. That's what unions are for. People hate unions, right? People hate unions, right? Some people. But the unions got their wages, they got their contract without government interference, right? There's nothing wrong with the people getting together and saying, look, this is what we consider fair wages. You pay us that. We want these benefits. We want these conditions. We want this, we want that. Or we walking out, right? And as you can see, we have unions and they're successful. So that works, right? There's a base wage, but you won't keep a job if you don't perform. That's how it works. You'll lose your job. If you suck, look, I've been an electrician going on 14 years in the IBW. I'm a union electrician. And I've been, as an apprentice, you're an apprentice for 5 years. For my first 4 years in an apprenticeship, I was with one shop. For my first 4 years. And they already had plans for me to turn out when I became a journeyman. I mean, they had plans for me to become a foreman when I turned out. Turn out means that you become a journeyman. And something happened on the job. I got hurt on the job, and I tried to work with them by doing some shady shit. They wanted me to do some shady shit so that they wouldn't lose this, that, and the third. You know, reportable injuries and all that shit. I was like, fine. But I was in no condition to go to work. And they were expecting a 3-day, oh, you off for 3 days. No, 6 weeks. I need 6 weeks of recovery. They didn't like that. So Push come to shove, long story short, I ended up leaving that shop, right? That kind of soured the taste in my mouth about some of these shops. But anyway, I've seen guys, you know, yeah, they're journeymen. Yeah, when they go to a shop, they start off making $46, $48 an hour, but they are going within 1 day if they suck. If you suck, you're gonna be in the hall 3-4 times a week because you suck, or because you're late all the time. You smell like alcohol, and I've dealt with it, man. Being a general foreman, I was with this shop, the last shop I was with them for 6 months before they made me foreman. And 3 months later, they made me a general foreman. And I did not tolerate guys who come to work sucking ass. I got rid of them. So that's how it works. If you don't feel like somebody's worth whatever the union says you have to pay them, you can send them on their way. You can give them a reduction in force. You give them a reduction in force layoff and not have to worry about having to explain why you did it, right? So anyway, moving on from that. It should be based on meritocracy. If these Amazon people, if they want better wages, they have to organize, right? If a multitude of people working for a company feels like they're being underpaid, overworked, they need to stand together. Same shit we need to do with this government. Some unions are good, others are bad. Oh yeah, IBW gets fat contracts, yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, a lot of Republicans get mad at Tucker because he don't play those games, right? Or so as he presents himself. He doesn't play those left-right paradigm games. He calls shit out when he needs to be called out. Yes, he might be more of a Trump supporter than a Biden supporter, but you don't have to support a candidate and be a Republican or a Democrat. Definition of anarchy, why don't you be representative of the people? Why don't I be representative of the people? If society does not have moral laws from one God, your society will collapse. Why don't you run? Let me ask you something. Who's the one God? See, this is the problem. See, this is what I have a problem with. And I talked about this, was it yesterday, guys? When I was talking about Farrakhan? No, that was Sunday. When I was talking about Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Whose God are you referring to? Because many people have their idea of what God is. Is your God better? And if so, how? And if that's a condition on whether or not I can represent you, or if you represent me, I don't want no parts of it. And what are the laws from God? Who decides that? Who determines that? A guy with two stones, with some words chiseled on it, with the shit called 10 Commandments? Where's the witness for that? What I'm saying is this. Different people have different idea of who God is. Trump is a racist, or not, Tucker's a racist. He might be. This is my belief. Everybody's a racist. How about that? Everybody's a racist to a degree. It just depends on how you treat people. How you treat people is more important than what you believe they are, or how you believe they are, or what stereotypes you believe in, right? So, for instance, I might think that white people smell like bologna, but am I going to treat them like shit because of that? Because that's how it works, right? They thought we were savages when they came over to the Americas, the Australias, the New Zealands, and Africa. They thought we were savages, and we paid dearly for them believing that we were savages. It just depends on how you act on that racism. How do you act on it? You can have your beliefs, and those beliefs can change. Once you're around those people that you feel are savage, you might learn something from them, and your ideas will change, or your mind will change. Or you can do it like what really happened. You can pretend like you're their friends. You can act like you're there for them. You can act like you want to learn from them because they have something to teach you. And then you can slaughter them, put them on reservations, and then enslave the darker ones. You can do that. Or you can say, you know what? These people aren't really savage. Let's coexist. It depends on what you do with your racism, right? Everybody's racist. I'm good with the union. I see the difference in non-union companies. Oh man, hell of a difference. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you. Once you go union, you never go back. Unless you're doing a side job. That's a different story. Yes, electrician is a great trade. Yes, it is. Yeah, racism is an excuse to attack the innocent. Exactly. Everybody's racist. Everybody got some racist thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. If someone tells you they don't have racist thoughts, they're lying. They're lying. It's just how you act on them. Just like this whole argument, right, with slavery. Oh, everybody had slaves. Everybody had indentured servants. Everybody had blah, blah, blah. Okay, that was a normal thing hundreds of years ago. But how did you treat your slaves? How were they treated, right? How were they treated? And when they were freed, how were they treated? There's a difference, right? It's not, it's a false comparison. Not every country who has slaves treated their slaves the same. So when people tell you that, ask them, how did you treat the slaves? How were the slaves treated? Rodney Morrison, that's all right. It's okay to agree, disagree. So Rodney Morrison, were you the one who said that? No, I agree with you. Tucker Carlson is racist. How's it agreement and disagree? I'm saying everybody's racist. Are you saying that everybody's not? Or are you going with the new definition that they came out with? I'm going with the old definition, right? That consists of one race, one person from one race believing that their race is superior to another. That, I don't know. Hey, I don't care. Tucker Carlson's racist. So am I. Yes, he's a shill because he's with mainstream media. Anybody with mainstream media is a shill. Point blank, period. They can't convince me they're not. They know. Y'all think that Operation Mockingbird ended? It didn't. Operation Mockingbird is still well and alive. Programming exactly. K.A. Louderback. Exactly. Welcome, K.A. Louderback. California Dreamer says, the line in between racism and pride is thin, but not to be confused. Word, I agree. 1113 was good. So that's my thing with Amazing Lucas, man. I'm disappointed. I thought he was coming around to the freedom movement, but you know, I sent him a super chat yesterday, and this is how I know he recognizes what's going on. I told him, why are you holding up the left-right paradigm lie? Why don't you start your own party, right? And when he responded to it, he didn't say, oh, there ain't no left-right paradigm lie. He said, oh, there goes the left-right paradigm thing. He said, I understand where you're coming from. I know what's going on. He told me, and then he said, why don't you start your own party? And I'll join your party. He said, you start your party, I'll join it. And y'all already know, I am going to start my own party. So I told him, yeah, for sure. I am starting my own party. I am. So he recognized, just by him saying, he didn't deny that it was a left-right paradigm lie. He knows it is. He knows it is. Yet and he didn't deny that he was holding it up. He didn't deny that he was putting his faith into it and his faith in politicians. And I also said that. I also said, why are you putting your faith in politicians that continue to disappoint you? Start your own party. He didn't say, oh, I don't put my faith in politicians, because he does. You know what I'm saying? So he recognizes it. So why does he continue to do it? Why? You understand what I'm saying? Because somebody help me. If you recognize the left-right paradigm lie, why do you still prop it up? Why? I mean, he's a grown-ass man. He can do it. I'm just asking the question. Just like he's a public figure. So when you put yourself out there as a public figure, you can't get upset when people call you out on shit. Because that's what they're going to do all day, every day. You understand? I called him out on it. You understand? He told me I trapped him when I said that I would start my own party. It was kind of a trap. It wasn't my intention to trip him up and bring up my party. But it was a serious question. Why don't you start your own party? Not because I wanted him to say something so I could say something about my party. Because it was a serious question. Because I can recognize that he still holds up the left-right paradigm lie. The amazing Lucas equals trash. I called in the show, he is a disingenuous joke. He might be. I don't know who's just. If you don't know anything about these YouTube personality people, you don't know what they really believe. You don't know what I really believe. When I turn this shit off, you don't know what I believe. So I can't say he's disingenuous. I can say that he's inconsistent. His message is inconsistent. And that's what happens with people with cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is not just a word people throw around, right? Some people just throw the word around, don't even know what it means. It just means you hold two opposing beliefs at the same time. You hold up two opposing beliefs at the same time. And 99% of statists do suffer from cognitive dissonance because they believe in freedom, yet they believe in the government. You can't have both. You understand what I'm saying? But when I talk about starting my own party, because he mentioned that, because somebody else mentioned something about a third party. Oh, this two-party system is a joke. We need a third party, blah, blah, blah. He shat on that idea because he knows that there can never be a third party. They won't let it happen. Well, the purpose of me starting my own party is not so that there can be a three-party system. It's to spread the message of freedom. It's to be able to reach the masses to some degree, right? So if I run for some office under my party, it's not because I believe they're actually going to respect my party and that it's going to be a thing. It's just so I can, tell people on a larger scale what they've never heard before. Present ideas they'll never hear unless somebody like me tells them. And that's just an avenue to go about spreading my message. I know that there'll never be a third party on a debate stage. I know that, look at the Libertarian Party. They got the closest, and they couldn't even get more than 2 percentage points of the popular vote. I have no illusion that the opt-out party would even get a percentage. But if I go through their system and I use their protocols to reach the people and spread that message and get people thinking like, yo, maybe we should have the option to not be part of this system. That's all I want people to recognize, is that they should have an option. So that's what the opt-out party is about. It's about being able to opt out of the system and bringing the idea to people's minds. What if we do opt out? I don't need a third party. I don't need to be the third party. I don't need the opt-out party to be on the debate stage. I just want people to join. I want to see if it gains traction. I want to see if we can spread brush fires of freedom and using their tactics, but not getting so deep, And it might surprise you. The opt-out party might spread like wildfire, or it might not. They might not let it spread like wildfire, but they can't stop it from reaching the people. They can't stop it from reaching the people. It's the idea. It's the ideas. It's the mission statement of the opt-out party that's important. Not me, right? It's not me because I came up with the idea of this party. No, I'm not the important thing. The important thing is the message, right? Right? That's why sometimes people say, take the message, leave the messenger. But, you know, I just wish the amazing Lucas, man, such a powerful voice. You understand? Even with all the people, even with all the subscribers he lost, his voice. What? His voice is powerful to a degree. A lot of people watch him. You know what I'm saying? It's not as powerful as Brandon Tatum, or ABL, but it's getting there. Oh yeah, it's a beautiful view. Sky is nice and blue and clear. No trails today. So yeah, that's what I had about the amazing Lucas. I'm just a little disappointed. And I know he recognizes it's bullshit. It's about being free, Sharon Fulton, exactly. Oh yeah, November 14th, the Million MAGA March. Who's going? Who's going to the Million MAGA March? I ain't. If my baby wasn't about to be born, I probably would try to go. Just see what's going on there. They will not let their money and labor go without a fight, for sure not. But you have to understand, a lot of the unions started through blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of people were hurt. A lot of people were beat up and killed trying to start unions. It wasn't no joke. Yeah, it's cult-like activity. Proud Boys take the L. Why would you run for office but you don't believe in voting? I told you gaming would stand. And so I can spread my message of freedom. To gain a voice. Right? To give the people the notion that hey look, maybe we should have an option. Because we're human beings, we're born free. Just because the government is online doesn't mean that we don't have the right to freedom. You understand? We can't opt out from birth. From birth, we have to be part of the system. That's bullshit. We should be able to decide whether we want to be part of the system or not. That's why. It's just to spread the message. To gain support, not for myself, but for the idea that we should be able to opt out of the system. Give people the choice. That's why gaming would stand. And I don't believe in voting because I don't believe in choosing my master. Why would I want to choose my master? There's already enough people out there in the world that are going to do it for you simply because you can't opt out. So if you choose a master, if the majority of people choose a master, right? And I'm in the minority who doesn't want a master, I don't have a choice but to be ruled by that master. That's bullshit. That's why gaming would stand. You know what? Voting matters insofar as it lets the government and the elites know it's a dog whistle, or not a dog whistle. It's virtue signaling. It's letting them know, okay, I comply. I believe in the system. I want to continue to be a slave. Voting matters insofar as it does that. You understand? It lets them know that you're a willing slave of the system. That's you right. It does matter. That's in my mind. My kids ask me why are Trump rallies full of white people? Because that's what the media wants them to see. That's what the media wants them to see. For providing us with these jewels, especially while rucking. Oh, thank you. Thank you, California Dreaming. They don't like the word union in the South. Of course they don't. Because they don't like the union because of the Civil War and because of the labor unions.
Sure don't.
You know what I'm saying? They don't love it. So democracy is like 90% want to jump off the cliff would be a part of the majority. Yeah. So yeah, that's a perfect example, right? I don't know if this is what you meant, James Millich. Let's say you're a lemon, right? You're a lemon at the edge of a cliff with thousands of other lemons, right? But you're at the very edge of it. You got all these lemons around you. 51% of them want to head off the cliff. 49% don't. But because the 49% are entangled and within the perimeter of the 51%, you're going to get pushed off the cliff along with them. That's what majority rule is. That's what democracy is. Democracy is it's 1,000 lemons pushing 500 lemons off a cliff. That's what it is. That's what democracy is, y'all. The definition, Tamiko Anderson says, definition anarchy, you do have some choice. Move to Africa. How about that? Well, I would love to if they said there's a country in Africa where you can go and mind your own goddamn business. You don't have to deal with anybody. The government don't have to. Y'all understand? Going to another country, you're not going to escape from government by going to another country. Every country has some form of government or some system that you have to participate in. Like, is there a place in Africa where I can pick out a good, decent plot of land and live my life in my own goddamn business? Show me a place. I'm not talking about the Serengeti where it fucking rains one day a month, one day a year. No, I'm talking about land where I can grow food, find some good well water, in my own business. Show me a place in Africa that has that. Or anywhere. No, I don't want to move. I don't want to leave the US. My ancestors are from here too. My ancestors are indigenous to this country, just like I have ancestors that are indigenous to Africa. Nope, I don't want to leave. But you can go to Africa and what, deal with the imperialists over there? Deal with the colonialists? Deal with China? You're not going to escape democracy. You're not going to escape government by going to another country where they have a form of government. You're still going to have to participate in the system. Only you're doing so as a foreigner, so you have less rights, right? Some countries in Africa, you can't even buy land. You have to rent. You can't buy land in some place in Africa. So no, I'm good. You know, I know people who go to Africa and they love it. Fine, good on them. But they still have to participate in the government, and they might enjoy it. They want to do that. I don't want to. So I'm not going to leave here just to go and be ruled by another government. Nope, no thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about dual citizenship. Tamiko Anderson says, the definition of anarchy: America is a constitutional republic. See how you just being difficult? No, it's not. No. Tamiko Anderson, I don't roll like that. No, I don't roll with shit. No. I ain't gonna make nothing work. Nope. See, that's the problem. See, there are hundreds of millions of Tamiko Andersons in this country. And that's why we don't have real progress. That's why we can't have true freedom. They want you to do what they want you to do. You understand? Exactly. Tamiko Anderson wants me to be ruled like she wants to be ruled. I don't want that. So for you to tell me to make it work, no, I don't want to make it work. I want people to have an option. I want an option. Tamiko, you must not understand who you're talking to. I'm a rebel. I'm a resistor. I don't go with the flow. I don't make nothing work that I don't want to make work. Nope. Been like that since I was a wee lad. Come on, Tamiko, you know me better than that. Look, Tamiko, if you want, I'm not saying to get rid of government, because, well, I do for myself. Understand that. I don't want government ruling over me. But if someone else wants government to rule over them, then they can have the government. Tamiko, that don't mean that I have to have it. If you enjoy it, you stay right on here and suffer through your cognitive dissonance and continue to be ruled over. That's fine. You see how I'm giving you an option. You're not trying to give me one. See how that works? And that's why we're in the state we're in, because most people think like you, and the people that think like me have to deal with it because of people like you. Well, Faith is Me Speaks says, well, African farmers sure don't like being murdered, and then they are murdered, starving people complain they have no food. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Rodney Morrison, that's a good question. Are we comfortable with our captivity? Tamiko Anderson is. And that's fine. And I'm not trying to, and this is why the opt-out option, that's why the opt-out system is the best one. Because you give people the option to be ruled over or not be ruled over. It's an option. I don't want to tell you can't or can't have a ruler. I vote for all politicians have to move to Amchitka Island in Alaska. Yeah, go to Alaska. If you want to be ruled, go to Alaska. Yeah, exactly. I agree. What else was I talking about? And look, it's only going to get worse from here, right? So if Biden becomes president, he wants to start something of a social credit system. He wants to start a public credit system that involves more than just how you're doing with your credit. It's a social credit system, much like in China. That's what he wants to do. So, Tamiko, if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get. You just let us know that you're okay with them implementing a social credit system that's going to further hamper you from doing the shit you want to do. Go ahead. Fine by me. I'm not happy being robbed. Tamiko, if you want the government to continue to extort you and take money out of your check for God knows what, to use for wars, to use to put more police on the streets, to harass you, to further extort you, to murder you, go ahead. I'm saying I don't want that. I am saying, what do you want? No. Make that the work for you. The government is for the people. No, it's not. Who told you that? What? The government is for the people, by the people. Oh. No. Nope. Tamiko, it don't work like that. The government is not for the people, by. Where do you get that impression? All right, maybe I'm wrong. Put a 1 in the comment section if you think the government is for the people, by the people. If you really believe that. Because I need another poll. Put a 1 in the comment section if you think the government is for the people, by the people. Put a 2 if you think that it's not. Put a 2 if you think that it's not for the people, by the people. Don't just go by what I say. If you think that government for the people, by the people, put a 1 in the comment section. It's okay. You know what Amchitka Island is? That is where the underground atomic bomb test happened. It was called Operation Kandakin, so they could tell the difference between earthquakes and nuclear explosions. That's funny. J-Law, what's up, man? Tamiko, you're in the minority here. And that's okay. A lot of people think the government is for the people, by the people. It's okay. And that's why I said you can have it. You can have it. Kalie Pilata, what's going on? How you doing? All politics are just two wolves and a sheep deciding on what's for dinner. Yes, that is politics. Specifically, that's democracy. Hell, Tamiko, most people ain't for the people, by the people. So you think a government made up of power-hungry people are going to be for you? Good luck with that, my friend. Faith as me speaks. Real democracy is well-armed sheep contesting the vote. Word, I like that. It's an illusion. I agree, Sheriff Fulton. But, you know, Tamiko wants the government. She loves it. So she can have it. It's all good. And that's what freedom is about. You have the freedom to choose who gives you a spanking, all right? You have the freedom to choose who takes money out of your paycheck every week. You have the freedom to choose who gets us into wars that kills hundreds of thousands of people. You can choose that. You have freedom to choose who says that, you know, we can't keep our firearms. You're right. You're right. That's for the people, by the people, all right. That's why every time you turn around, they're trying to implement a new gun control law because the government is for the people, by the people. If the government was for the people, by the people, they would empower the people by eliminating all 20,000 gun control laws. If they were for the people, they would empower the people. Instead of they're weakening us, making us victims, making us scared of every goddamn thing, creating division. That's what they're doing. So if that's what for the people is, then you got a twisted idea of what for the people is. If the government was for the people, you understand? I don't know. If the government was for the people, then we would have more empowerment. You understand? I don't think they're doing that. It's not a constitutional republic, Tamiko. It's not a constitutional republic. Do you know what a constitutional republic is? Okay, so you're the amazing Lucas. This must be an undercover Amazing Lucas account. Let me tell you why it's not a constitutional republic. Because a republic implies that you belong to a system of government where the people assign or appoint or elect representatives to represent their needs. That's not what happens, all right? And it's a constitutional republic, allegedly, because they have to abide by the Constitution when they represent the people, right? But they don't do that. They're constantly violating the Constitution. They're constantly choosing not to represent the people. They're choosing to represent the best interests of the big banks, the big corporations, big tech, big pharma, big oil, or their own interest, or the interest of their colleagues. They don't represent you. Who's your congressperson? Tamiko, who's your congressperson? That's what I want to know. I need to start doing call-ins. Amen, big dog. The scenery looks way different from Chicago. Oh, it's a beautiful day, man. No trails, none of that. Beautiful, clear blue sky. Marcy T was good, mama. Who's your representative, Tamiko? First of all, It's not a constitutional republic. It's supposed to be a democratic republic because we choose our representatives. Other than the president, we choose our representatives by majority vote, right? That's why that's democracy. It's not a pure democracy, but it's a democratic republic because you choose the people that represent you, or you're supposed to be. But they don't. They don't represent us, so it can't be a republic. It's a democratic authoritarianism. That's what it is. It's a democratic dictatorship. They dictate to people. They don't represent the people. They dictate. They issue edicts and executive orders, and they create laws that violate your rights. That's not a republic. That's authoritarianism. So it's democratic authoritarianism, point blank in a period. If you think that's representation, well, I don't want no parts of what your representation is, my friend. Do me a favor, Tamiko. Don't ever represent me. Morals is and decency work. What are you talking about? What? There's nothing moral and decent about this government. First of all, morality does not equal legality, and illegality does not equal immorality. So they create laws based on control, not morals. All right? We already know it's immoral to steal, murder, right? Trespass onto other people's property, violate people's rights. We know. We don't need a law to tell us it's wrong to murder somebody. But, okay, let's say you want to create a law that says murder is illegal. Okay. You can't just leave it at that. You have to say, well, a couple guys murdered somebody with a gun. So we have to take everybody's gun away so that nobody can murder somebody with a gun. That's where it becomes a problem. And that's what they do. They can't just say murder is wrong. No, they have to take away tools that people use for good reasons, because people with bad intentions use those same tools to murder somebody. You think that's representation? 350 million guns in this country. Yet there's 20,000 gun control laws. Is that representative of those 350 million, the gun owners of those 350 million guns? Is that representative of that? What about civil asset forfeiture? It's all good. I love it. I love it. She voted for Trump. I love it. So,
I used to be real tight.
what about civil asset forfeiture? You can be suspected of committing a crime. Suspected of committing a crime. And they can say, well, you know what? We think you got that money or your property from committing a crime. You don't have to be convicted, just suspected. They can seize your assets. They can take your shit. They can take your shit without a conviction. Who does that represent? Who does that represent? Hello, Pimpin'. Huh, Pumpkin? Who does that represent, Pumpkin? It doesn't represent me. No one told them that I wanted them to do that. Oh, here we go with these talking points. People can be moral. The words do not make the Constitution moral. Elect decent and moral people. No. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Keep your guns. But there are 20,000 gun control laws, Tamiko. Well, see, that's why cognitive. See, that's an example of cognitive dissonance right there. Tamiko told me that the government is for the people, by the people. Then she told me that it was a constitutional republic. It being a republic means A republic being that we choose representatives that represent our best interests. Then she proceeded to tell me, despite having 20,000 gun control laws on the books, keep your guns. So what happens when they pass an assault weapons ban, like they've done in many states? Is that representative of what the people want? Or is it a means of control? And when they say gun control, do they mean gun control? Do they mean people control? When they say drug war, do they mean a war on drugs or a war on people? You know where I stand. How many times have I done this? I feel like I've done it like 6, 7 times already. Y'all keep making me lose my count, goddammit. Yeah, civil asset forfeiture. That just gives them a free pass to take your money, to seize your money. And guess what? If you're found, they can keep your money. Good luck getting it back when they find out that you didn't commit any crimes. Good luck getting your money back when they find out you didn't sell drugs. There was a story of a guy who was driving through Vegas who had a few $100,000 of cash in his truck. He was going through Vegas to pay cash for property in another state. He got pulled over, they found his money and they seized it, saying, "Oh, you couldn't have gotten this legally." So you telling me that's a republic? That's a Republican thing to do, to take people's money? You don't have any idea of how they got that money. So because it's a lot, you're gonna seize it and say, "Oh, you must have done something illegal to get this money." And he couldn't get his money back. They took his money and they took his truck and ruined his fucking life. You telling me that's representation? I don't think you know what republic means, Tamiko. Tamiko, why do you keep repeating that? I know guns don't kill people. What do you think I'm saying? Don't tell me that. Tell your so-called representative that and tell them to eliminate all those 20,000 gun control laws. I wouldn't have much of a problem if it was a true republic, but it's not. This is not a true republic. It's an authoritarian regime. It's a democratic dictatorship, a democratic authoritarian regime. That's what this is. We choose our authoritarians. That's what we do. We choose our authoritarians. That's why it's a democratic authoritarianism. A democratic authoritarianistic shit. You know what I'm saying? Mob rule, dictatorship. There's no representation going on here. Period. None. Zero. I haven't seen it. Can anybody tell me? Tell me who your representative is. Can anybody tell me who their representative is and what they did to truly represent them? What law? Tell me what law these representatives put on the books that represent them, and I'll concede if it's actually there. Come on, Tamiko. Tell me about the law that represents you. What law represents you? What happened in the Amazing Lucas? Ian Kamau? I'll tell you. Real quick, I'm gonna bring you up to speed. Anybody who doesn't know why I was disappointed in the Amazing Lucas, I'll repeat it real brief. So, he was on the phone with a caller yesterday during his live, and the caller was saying something to the effect of, when politicians get elected and get into office, they don't have to represent the people. They can do whatever they want. And then Lucas proceeds to say, politicians can't do what they want because of the Constitution. That's what I was disappointed in, because there couldn't be anything that's further from the truth than that. All these politicians do is violate the Constitution. All they do is what they want to do in spite of the Constitution. They create laws that goes against the Constitution. And then guess what? When you sue them for that law it goes to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court says it's constitutional, even though it's clearly not, then it stands. So for him to say politicians can't do what they want because of the Constitution, it's either disingenuous or it's ignorant. Either he's ignorant or he's disingenuous. And I think he's too smart to be ignorant about that. So that's why I was disappointed in him, because I thought that was the most ridiculous statement that ever came out of his mouth. It is, just simple, plain. So I'm here because I couldn't reach him on the phone because I was gonna tell him to his face. I'm here to say why. And if I know some of you guys support the amazing Lucas, yeah, show. I mean, if you want to, show him this video. I ain't got no shame in it. I heard yesterday that all the trucks were going to stay parked at the end of November, but don't know how true that is. What trucks? You talking about like truckers' trucks? They might. They might halt the supply line. That's part of the plan. That's part of the economic reset. They want to get us to such a desperate situation that we're going to beg for all the quantitative easing, all the free money that they're trying to give us, so that we can stay on the government tit, and all the conditions that are going to come along with it. Because when those crack scenes are ready, best believe any further stimulus beyond that is going to require you to get a crack scene. They'll be like, oh no, oh you can't get this money unless you get the crack scene. So be prepared for that. That's representation, right, Tamiko? The lockdowns, are they representing you when they locking you down and closing down your businesses, right? Are they doing that? When they shut down your business, when they destroy jobs, when they destroy businesses, and this is what I don't understand, man. Hundreds of thousands of businesses were closed down permanently, right? Many parts of the government shut down, put on furlough. We had 30 million people unemployed, almost 40 million people unemployed. You mean to tell me that within 2 months, we're back down to 6%, or we're down below 8% unemployment when we were at 10 or 12? Where did those jobs come from? Where did these jobs come from? Hell, airlines are barely flying people around. A lot of the movies, the entertainment industry essentially is not doing anything. How did we get so many jobs back? How? Somebody tell me that. I don't know how many laps I did. Fucking lost count. I think I'm on my 8th, 7th, I don't fucking know. Somebody tell me how that is. How do we get so many jobs back? Anyway, I was just curious about that. Definition Anarchy, you should choice your representative. Oh my God. Tamiko, man, come on. I should choose my representative wisely. I don't know all the laws. When the reps are wicked, the people sigh. When the reps are decent. So that's what we're supposed to do. When our representatives, right? When our representatives really are dictators, when our dictators do something bad, we should just sigh and go, oh my God. Well, let's wait for a new representative that's going to come in and do good things, and then we're going to rejoice. No. What are you talking about? Oh, let's sigh, everybody. Let's stop complaining. Just sigh. When they violate our rights, just sigh. They'll hear it. If you sigh loud enough, they'll hear it, and they'll stop. They'll stop. Me not think so. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do what I've been doing. I think I'm gonna do what I've been doing, which is spreading freedom, preaching freedom. That's what I do. I'm all about freedom, 100%. And I don't do half measures. Either you're for freedom or you're not. I don't want a representative. How about that? Even if they were representatives, what if I don't want it? What if I don't want a representative? What if I want to represent myself? I should have the right to not be represented Even if they are representatives. That's what you're not understanding. Tamiko, you think it's a republic. I don't think it's a republic. But even if it was a republic, I don't want no parts of the republic. What don't you understand about that? I don't need it. I can speak for myself. I can do for myself. And if I can't do for myself, then I'll bring people around me that can add what I contribute. And we can help each other. I may not know how to build a bridge, right? But I might know somebody who knows how to build a bridge. And we can get together with a lot of other people and build a bridge. I don't need the government or a representative for that. I don't need a representative to fill a pothole. How many cities around the world have unfilled potholes that have been there for decades that they refuse to fill? If you're represented, then they will fill those potholes so that your fucking transmission and your tires and your rims and your steering and your wheel alignment wouldn't be off. They will fill those potholes. But instead, in one state, a 14-year-old kid has to take dirt and water and fill the potholes every few days. Did he need a representative for that? No! He took it upon himself to go out there with his 14-year-old ass, dig holes in his yard, and take it to the potholes and fill the potholes with dirt and water so people's cars wouldn't get fucked up. He's more representative of those drivers than the fucking government. So, I don't care what you say, Tamiko. These aren't representatives, all right? And even if they were, I don't want them representing me. How about that? I don't want 51% of the people to decide who represents me. It don't work like that. That's not how freedom works. Conversely, if you want a representative, you can have one. Go ahead, have at it. I don't want or need a representative. What's so hard to understand about that? See, here's the problem. You can't just let me not be ruled by your ruler. I have to be ruled by your ruler along with you. That's the problem. That's my problem with y'all, with you statists. You want people to follow the same rules and laws you follow because that's your choice. Because you believe in, if you want to believe in the system, go ahead. Stop trying to force that bullshit onto me. All right, let me see. Let me go back. Tamiko Anderson, The Amazing Lucas is great, intelligent, and on point. I agree with 2 out of 3 of those. He's not on point. Sorry, he's not on point. When he says that politicians can't do what they want because of the Constitution, he's not on point. He's way off the mark. Okay, he's way off the mark. He's way off the mark. And the Constitution, in and of itself, ain't shit anyway. It's contradictory. It's deliberately ambiguous. It's a living document. It's a living document, meaning that it can be changed, manipulated. It's not concrete. There's nothing concrete in the Constitution. I don't need the Constitution for me to enjoy my rights. I don't want a Constitution. If I get my way, and my opt-out party inspires people to force the government to give them an option, I don't want a Constitution wherever I go. If I start my community and people try to bring a Constitution about, I'll be like, nope, I don't want it. And then if I have to leave, I will. Because a lot of people might want a Constitution. I don't need that. Because guess what? People hide behind constitutions. People think that it's going to protect them. They use it as a shield when it's made out of paper. The Constitution is made out of goddamn paper. It ain't nothing. It's not going to stop a tyrant from committing tyranny. You understand what I'm saying? It's not. They shit on the Constitution all the time. So no, The Amazing Lucas is not on point. And you can run tell that. Matter of fact, he had agreed to get on a panel with me and Brian from High Impact Flicks. But one time, he thinks I'm radical. So he don't want no parts of me. He thinks he's gonna get in trouble by being associated with me. So, you know, I don't think he wants to do that anymore. He thinks I'm a radical rabbit hole guy. So, you know, it is what it is. I just felt like at the time when I wanted that to happen, when me and Brian were talking about it, it was like, hey, let's get Amazing Lucas on there. You know, that'll be a great conversation. We thought the Amazing Lucas was heading more and more toward freedom, but he's really not. He demonstrated that last night for sure. And when he got scared, he told me, he told me I was being radical when I said the police should answer to the people. I said, we pay their taxes, right? We're essentially their bosses. We sign their paychecks. So the police should answer to us. He thought that was a radical concept. So, the police will the police will answer to the people? What kind of shit is that? What? That's a radical concept to him. So I know it is what it is. He's not gonna do it. I would love to have a conversation with him with him directly. He's just not gonna go for it. He doesn't even want me to call in because he thinks I'm gonna get him in trouble. He thinks I'm gonna have the government coming after him. And it is what it is. I do keep it 100. But see, that's what happens when you half-ass for freedom. When you're half-ass for freedom, you don't really want freedom. Either you're for freedom or you're not. Tamiko, stop telling me to choose my reps wisely. No, I'm not choosing anybody to represent me. Sorry. Nope. Not in this system. Nope. I ain't doing it. Let me tell you something. I explained it earlier. Even if you choose a representative that wants to truly represent the people, if it goes against the party line, if you don't toe that party line, you'll get frozen out. You won't have any support. And you won't represent shit at that point. So either you get frozen out or you get with the program, you toe the party line, then you'll have some power. But you'll only be able to do what they want you to do. You'll have to operate within these parameters. No, you'll get frozen out. True representatives get frozen out. Sorry, I ain't choosing a representative. Stop telling me to choose a master. I'm not going to do it. How many times I got to tell your ass that? Give it up. So we have peace. Sound of crickets. What peace? Faith is me. Let's see, let me go back. Here in Colorado, some roads are so bad you need a four-wheel drive. It's crazy. But what happened to all those billions of dollars Colorado got from the marijuana industry? Why aren't they using that to fix the roads? You see what I'm saying? If there was true representation, they'll take that money from the marijuana and they'll fix the roads. But they're not doing it. In California too, they legalized marijuana. Got a shitload of money from it. But there's still potholes everywhere. And they're fixing roads. They're repaving roads that don't necessarily need repaving. Sorry, yo. There's no representation, yo. So stop telling me to choose one. Tamiko, you're starting to be spammy. That's spammy. You keep telling me the same shit over and over again. I don't like spam. Look, I believe in free speech. You can say what you want. But when you repeat the same thing over and over again, like, come on, knock it off. Say what you want, but come on. You don't have to repeat that. I'm not going to choose a representative. All right, Tamiko? Good. I'm glad we have an understanding. He thought I was radical. Yeah, he said I'm radical. He didn't say I was radical. He said I was going, oh, you going out there? Oh, you going in that direction? Oh, my God. Oh, the police answer the people. Like, why is that such a insane concept? That's how it should work. None of these people answer to us. The people we pay taxes to in government, They don't answer to us. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. If the government was for people, for the people, by the people, then these representatives and their cronies and the executive branch members, the police officers and the FBI and all them, they would answer to us. They don't answer to us. They do what the fuck they want to do, which is usually to the detriment of us. That's not representation. I'm off that subject. I think I made myself clear. I got other shit to talk about. Huh? Well, I saw the turkeys return, so bought my friends the biggest damn turkey. That's what's up. Faith is me. Sharon Fulton says, Faith is me speaks, thumbs up. J-Law, always talking good meat. Appreciate you, Mark. Appreciate you. That's what's up, J-Law. Thank you. Faith is me speaks. It's like 23 pounds. Jeez, that's a big turkey. My friend's daughter, who's 4, tried to lift it and she does. I can't lift it. They're paying themselves first. Yeah, for sure. Old head deuce. Jay Slick Twisted says he retracted it. Okay. Why aren't they using all the money they spend on the campaign ads to go ahead and do what they telling you they need you to vote for them? And why aren't they giving the money back? All right, you lost. You have money left over from the campaign. Give it back to the people somehow. They don't want to do that. Faith is Tamiko Anderson. Hold on. No, let me go up here real quick. Give the man a break. He's rucking, effing rude. What are you talking about, old head dudes? What happened? J-Law snap. They legalized weed in like 6 more states. I don't know where they're going with all that nonsense. It's just revenue. They're not legalizing marijuana because they want you to be free to smoke. They're doing it because Oregon and Colorado and Texas and California made a shitload of money. So they're like, I want to make a shitload of money too. I have no problem. Like, all drugs should be legal. All drugs should be legal because people are doing drugs anyway. Making drugs illegal is not stopping people from using drugs. As a matter of fact, the violence from the drug industry comes from it being illegal. Because now you're dealing with characters who are operating on the black market. And to keep themselves from getting in trouble, they'll commit all kind of heinous acts. Illegal drugs are worse than legal drugs. Believe you me, because it's still, the drug is a drug and ain't going nowhere. People are not going to stop selling drugs. It's always going to be around. You might as well legalize it, right? Legalize it. Make sure that the drugs are pure, right? Because what also happens when you illegalize drugs? Well, they have to get it in smaller quantities. Then they have to make it spread. And then you cut it with chemicals. You process it with chemicals, which makes it more dangerous, okay? That's how you got crack cocaine. That's why you got all this heroin killing people. Because they have to cut it to spread it. Don't get me into why drugs should be legal. It just should, because people who wants drugs, they should freely be able to go buy drugs. And the people that sell drugs, well, they're performing a mutual transaction with an individual who wants drugs. Simple as that. If people want to ruin their lives with drugs, you got to give them that choice. Because they can come out from it. But when you add the pressure of getting in trouble for doing it, for getting locked up and kidnapped, it just makes it worse, man. Okay, let me see. K.A. Louderback, that makes him a gang, for sure. Tamiko Anderson says, the definition, you are a brave man and we need your courage. When you have a society with a gazillion people, how do you keep the peace and order? I'm not trying to tell you what to do. This is how you do it. You take away gun-free zones, right? You take away gun-free zones, and you eliminate all 20,000 gun control laws in the books. That's how you do it. You know why? Oh, of course, there has to be transition, right? Because people are so used to not being able to have guns. They have to get trained. There has to be some form of transition. You have to get people accustomed to the idea of, taking care of themselves and defending themselves. So you eliminate all the gun control laws, and then you create an armed society, which is a polite society. If everybody's armed, there's less crime committed. Because guess what? If a robber or a thief decides to run up on you, you try to have a gun on you, and they have to go through a little bit more work to make it work for themselves. Does that mean that the deaths will stop, crime will stop? No, it won't. It won't stop. But it'll be greatly reduced. You acting like there ain't no crime and craziness going on now. Law and order does not stop crimes. It doesn't. It's designed to be a punishment. It's a consequence of committing a crime. That's what law and order is. It doesn't stop shit. You know what stops crime? A potential victim that has the power and the means to Am I still? Am I still buffering? Exactly. That's what gun control is, Faith, is me. Gun control is putting all my shots on target. Boom, I like that. No riots in Nevada or AZ. Everybody has guns. Point blank in the period. Oh, head deuce. Oh, head deuce. Point blank in the period. You give them all the drugs they want. They bum themselves out eventually. What you do is make crimes committed while on drugs severe. Hey, well, yeah, you can. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying, look, if I create community of free people, right, an anarchistic society, you can't just go around killing people and stealing. No, you're gonna get punished, period. You will pay for those actions. Look, anarchy does not mean no rules. It means no rulers, right? You can still have consequences for actions in an anarchistic society. You still can't just go around doing to people whatever you want. That's not what it is. You still must pay. If you victim, you got to pay for it. Lawrence Rotino. Oh, thanks, brother. Welcome to the channel. A lot of content for you to go back and look at. I got hundreds of videos, I think. I don't know. I got a lot of videos. But yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm going to be 62 in February 20. Okay. I was born in February. Faith is me. So you can do the drugs. Don't do anything stupid while you're on them. Yeah. But, I mean, the odds are you're probably going to do some stupid shit. As long as you don't do stupid shit that hurts someone else, you're okay. It's, it is what it is. You can't stop people. People been taking drugs for thousands of years, man. You ain't going to stop it. Just like prostitution. Making prostitution illegal is retarded. Because you're not going to stop it. You're just creating a black market that is more destructive than if you just allowed it to happen. If you just allow it to happen, you would be better off. All right. Let me see here. Fucking stand. Hold on, y'all. Go. All right. Yeah, so, whew. So, like I said, you guys, I had to park at the bottom this time. So I had to do my Muay Thai stuff right here. And then I got to go down to the bottom after I'm done, which sucks, but it is what it is. They close off the road to the top. So that's what it is, guys. Also, did you guys know, real brief, that the Tecate virus is now responsible for mental issues like anxiety, depression? Like they say now they're attributing Tecate-19. They're attributing mental illnesses to Tecate-19. These people, I swear to God. So what does that mean? Let's say you're depressed. You're depressed. You could have been depressed before Tecate-19 came around, right? You're depressed. You're not feeling good about life. And then this whole Tecate thing comes along. All the lockdowns, all this and that, the job losses, all the disruption in family life. Fucker. Then one day you get the sniffles. You go get tested, you got the Tecate-19. Well, fuck. That's not a good day. Your life is bad, you lost your job, your wife left you. Maybe you lost a couple people. You off yourself. You off yourself. You're already in the depressed state. You're already going down that road, right? Now they can say you offed yourself because Tecate made you nuts and caused you to kill yourself. Wonder why there's over 200,000 Tecate deaths. Wonder why. Listen, this thing, I'll tell you, it does everything, right? It's a Swiss Army knife for diseases. I'll tell you what, Bobby. I'll tell you what, Bobby. Can you believe that? Elders and agents ain't playing. It just keeps, exactly, California dreaming. It just keeps getting better and better. That's just another type of death they can attribute to Tecate-19. Mental issues that drive you to kill yourself. Or maybe you have the Tecate-19. It makes you angry, it makes you depressed, and it gives you anxiety. And you go out there, you're angry. It makes you nuts. It turns you into an Incredible Hulk. And then you have an encounter with a police officer. Boom, the police officer kills you. Tecate-19. Tecate-19 killed you. Do you understand what they're doing with this shit? I'm just saying. Did the Terminations My Name ever ask me that question? That was a while ago. I just remembered that. Anyway. Any new subs, thank you for subbing. If you're just now subbing to me for the first time, I appreciate you. I'm slow to growing subscribers nowadays. You know, I've been at 1.38 for like the last 2 months. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm not talking about the shit they want me to talk about, but I'm doing it in a clever way. So the most they can do is slow my shit down, right? A lot of people say that, but I haven't seen Tecate firsthand, and I've only heard of one case. I mean, I don't know anybody directly who has had it. I mean, I know a guy from New York that my brother, he cut his hair. He had it back in March, and I met him in August. He said he had it. They told him he had it. He had the sniffles, all that type of shit. He had the sniffles. He lost his taste and smell, sense of taste and smell, and he had a little cough. I do live in Cali. No, I don't like it here. I like the weather. That's about it. I like the beaches in the summertime. I don't really like it. Nope. It's a piece of shit communist state. California is. So I went to, hold on, what is that? I went to Amazon and got 1,000 pill bottles for $15, and it works with no side effects. What bottles of what? Pill bottles of what? What were the pills? Faith is me. And it worked for what? I'm interested in knowing that. Yeah, I was in Cali once. I live in Montana. I bet you love it. Do you like it, Lawrence Ritino? Is it Ritino or Ritino? I want to live in the country, but not in Montana. I think it gets too cold up there. Code idiot thing? You had the code idiot? You had the Tecate? Faith is me? It gets cold out there, doesn't it? So you took some pills for the Tecate virus? Is that what you're saying, Faith is me? Code idiot? Chaos equals 19. Gematria every 19 years. There's a big event 19 years ago, 9/11 war on terror. Now it's a war on germs. Oh, word, yeah. J Slick Twisted got it. Yeah, you got a good point. Faith is me speaks. Tecate is not a code. No, I don't imagine it is. What is it? You had Faith is me. Did you have it? Did you have Tecate? The Hobbit Kai. What's going on? Good evening. The place I work for was listed as #2 hotspot for Tecate, and the place was shut down. It acts like an allergy. What about the post shift, which is supposed to be coming? You got me there. When post shift, different things happen with the weather. You know, one place might get colder, another place might get warmer, just because of the placement on how the axis is tilted towards the sun. So I don't know anything beyond that. I don't know about phone tracing. I don't know. Acts like, yeah, okay. So you don't know if you had it? Is that what you're saying? Faith is me? Or you don't know, what pills were you talking about though? I will not have some whole jam, a toothpick in my nose. No, I ain't doing it either. No, I get you, Faith is me. You're saying you experience symptoms. Is that what you're saying? What did the Amazing Lucas do? Oh, Anthony Andrew Seward. Well, basically he said that politicians can't do what they want because we have a constitution. And I thought that was completely and utter nonsense because they do things in spite of the Constitution, against the Constitution. They violate the Constitution every chance they get, and they get away with it. They do what they want. They do what they want in spite of the Constitution. I just thought that was a ridiculous statement. I said a lot about it. You don't have to go back when this. You can go back and re-watch the live and toward the beginning more so, and I explained like why I think that's ridiculous. Sharon Fulton, what's so funny? I live in Grand Valley in Western Colorado, so it's a lot warmer. Really? I would love, I like Colorado, but I thought it all got cold in the winter. Like, I don't want to be somewhere where it snows a lot and it's blizzards and all. I want to have my homestead where I can grow year round, basically. Aside from California, I can't stay in California. The laws here are too ridiculous. Now, if they broke California up, we can talk. If they split California and said, boom, we're gonna have this is this California, that's not California, whatever. If I can go somewhere where I can enjoy my gun laws and my guns and you know, a little bit more of my freedom, I would stay in California if that happened. But it doesn't work like that. And if they had counties in California where they refuse to enforce gun control laws that are set in California, like they do in other states, like New Mexico and Virginia, I would consider moving to a county in California that were like, oh, this is a sanctuary city or a sanctuary county where we don't have gun control laws. I would do that, but they don't do that. Because the Republicans in California are weak. They're weak. They're weak. They don't stand for nothing. You know, they're Republicans by name. They're a little more conservative than the liberals here, but they're not. It doesn't do us any good having conservative counties here in California. Doesn't help. Yeah, I ain't trying to. No, sir. I'm thinking Georgia, Alabama, Texas. I like what Texas did. Texas surprised everybody by not going for that, by not going blue. I really appreciated that. It just speaks to the mentality of the people there. Not that I believe in the voting system. Snap Cabo, San Lucas, if things get split up. Cabo San Lucas, man, ain't that in Mexico? I'm good. Sunny with mild winters. I gotta look into that. What's it called again? Grand Valley, Colorado. I gotta look into that because I would greatly consider. But see, they got some whack gun control laws in Colorado too. Don't they have an assault weapons ban in Colorado? Yeah, I would. I'm heavily considering Texas, not Houston though. Maybe Dallas. I lived in Plano for 6 months. It wasn't bad. The conditions that I was there under was bad, right? Because I was there with my ex-wife, who was a nut basket. I couldn't really enjoy Texas because I was there with her. So I had to flee from her and left her ass in Texas. Anyway, that's a different story. But I didn't hate Texas when I was there. When we went to Dallas, I enjoyed Dallas. Dallas was great. But I did hear about some parts of Dallas that you didn't want to drive through at night, just like in California. But I'm used to that type of shit. Snap, this is the most heavily armed place. Okay, I gotta look into that. Hey, my wife would consider Colorado. Certain states that she won't consider. Like she don't want to do Missouri. She won't do Oklahoma. She won't do Tennessee. Places like that. She says she's willing to look into Texas, Georgia, South Carolina. I'll bring up Colorado. I know there ain't no gun control in Montana, but it's so damn cold. She wouldn't do it. My wife does not want to go anywhere it's gonna be real cold. Now I bet Lawrence, like, it's a cold. Like right now it's cold to me. It's like almost 60 degrees. It's 60 degrees right now. I think it's cold right now. Now I went to Big Bear earlier this year in January. I had a great time, but I only had to be there for 4 days, and I was able to leave. Hell yeah, go cold as gun control. Ain't nobody want to go out no range. No, I need somewhere where I need milder winters. I'm sure Montana is great. Yeah, in the 20s. All right, guys. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring that to your attention. That now Tecate virus causes mental issues now. All right, so that's another thing to add to the list. So you got pulmonary issues, cardiovascular issues. You got you got endocrine issues. You got endocrine issues with the kidneys, and you got the liver issues. You got it does everything now. It's nothing that Tecate can't do to you. Just so you know, okay? Just letting y'all know. It's very hot summers. Is there a lake nearby there? Do you guys have lakes over there in Grand Valley, Colorado? The Gunnison and Colorado rivers flow through there. There's a lot of outdoor things. Oh, I love outdoor shit. Yeah, I would have to. I would consider that. I got family in Colorado. Yes. I'm also an artist. I do a lot of artwork on the computer, and I do pictures for various people on Facebook. Oh, that's what's up. I might have to, I'm looking into getting a logo. I might have to hit you up. Tonson and Grand Mesa. Okay, you talking about the lakes. I love nature. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. Be careful. Don't get the Tecate. It might drive you crazy, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna do a quick Muay Thai drill, and then I gotta go pick up my wife and go buy her an anklet for her birthday. You can go from hot summers to cool lakes and pine trees in 30 miles. Grand Mesa. Okay, I gotta look at Grand Valley, Colorado. I gotta look at that. I gotta add that to the list. Definition Anarchy, thank you, love you, and what you do. Oh, that's what's up, Tamiko. I love you too. Love you all. If anybody got a line to Lucas, man, let him know I did this video. Let him know it ain't no hate involved. I just don't understand where he's coming from and why he would say something like that when he knows better. Have a great day, guys. Grand Junction, Colorado. Okay, I'll look into that. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And go out there and train, guys. Rain, sleet, or snow. You know, go out there and get the training on. Build your immune system, all right? Make sure you're taking in nutrients. When you're exercising, you want to take in good nutrients while your body's open. Because when you're open, when your body's open, it's open to nutrients, but it's also open to any contaminants or any foreign bodies that can cause sickness. So you want to really watch what you're doing when you're exercising. So when you're exercising, make sure you're taking in some good nutrients. That's what I got this for, right? To help beat the bad stuff getting in. All right, peace out, y'all. What's going on here? Peace. God damn it, stop it.